here, so I'm listening. Okay, I think I'll have an hour afterwards. I'm meeting the guy. Okay, so am I on mute?
Mavis, we can hear you.
Is Mr. Shepro online? I don't see him. All right. I'll need somebody to.
Aaron, is that your somebody or your?
I'll need somebody to move the exec.
Best in class,
I'll have Ford do it.
Karen? You're best to say I was best in class. She won her age group.
Best in class works, yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
He's not here. In case he doesn't show up.
What are we judging?
Lead exec, but I want these two, the salaries of elected officials. That has got to be. Oh, that goes off consent.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I get an agenda? I don't know.
He's great. She said, you, hey, if I got grades.
There you go.
All right, I think we're about ready. I'm just about organized. Good morning.
Good morning.
There he is. Where is he? Mr. Shepard, are you here?
I am here
All right, very good.
somewhere.
There you are, you're virtually. I've asked Mr. Ford to take over exec. I didn't know if you were here. I would just like for you to do exec as usual, moving item number 3 off consent.
Oh, yes, sure. I saw your message.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, so shall we begin?
Capital came an hour early yesterday.
Could we,
I was aware of it.
Yesterday.
it was an historic day. I'd like to call the executive committee meeting of Wednesday, May 4th, 2022 to order. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Bates here.
Berman,
Herman's here.
Ford,
Ford present.
Frost,
Ross here.
Trump's here.
Kenyon,
Here.
Pius,
Tyus present.
Martin,
Martin present.
Molina,
Molina present.
Sanchez,
Sanchez present.
Strathman, Strathman,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Strathman is present.
Sturgis,
Sturgis here.
Tepe,
Happy here.
Davist,
Davist here.
Shepro.
Shepro present.
Keurig.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Mr. Karas, could you please lead us in the pledge?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, I love that. May I please have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from April 6, 2022?
Highest move.
Second. Any changes or discussion on those minutes? Seeing
Who was
none.
the seconder?
Board.
Ward?
Thank you. Couldn't hear.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Bates,
Yes,
Berman,
yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Bras,
Yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Sturgis,
Sturgis, yes.
Tepe,
Tepe, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Shepro,
Shepro, yes.
Keurig.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, they're passed. Is there any public comment? I don't see anybody in the audience. And I see nobody online. Very good. Mr. Onsick, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Last week at Finance Committee, I provided a rather lengthy report. I have nothing really to add to that, no new updates. That's it. There's really nothing new to report.
Short, and sweet. Are there any questions for Mr. Onsick? While we have him up? None? Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Was
it.
the shortest Joe Odson report ever.
That saved us 20
I
minutes
think-
at least.
Yes,
Madam Chair, I think he should go over the report in detail. On it again.
Including an understanding of the draft reports, correct? Is there any old business that needs to be discussed? Is there any new business that needs to be discussed? None? Okay, very good. Consent agenda. Mr. Sanchez, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You had before you authorizing the adoption of the American Rescue Plan Committee recommended spending plan for state and local fiscal recovery funds distributed to the County of Kane under American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. So I'd move that and ask for a second.
I would second, Kenyon would second.
And I'd just say briefly, this is the work of the committee, all the deliberations we've had and ideas that have been shared and expressed, put into a pretty simple plan that will just help guide the county board on how we recommend we best spend the money going forward. And one of the great results of this will be that we can begin work on our departmental requests that have been kind of waiting in the queue for a few months now. So I'll answer any questions anyone has on this, but other than that, that's my comment.
question, Shepro.
Yes, Mr. Shepro.
Yeah, as I understand this, Jared, it does not itself begin to make those allocations internally, but merely to have a plan that is a way forward to the next step.
That's correct, Mr. Shepherd. We'll have to create actual resolutions for the projects as we go along.
Thank you.
I have one request, if I may. At the previous discussion of the ARP committee, there was a discussion about the initial allocation of community grants that were given out and whether or not the committee at that point decided that they would like to have additional funds going to the community efforts. So if we can take a look at those previous minutes, Mr. Sanchez, and see if that was the recommendation from your committee, that would be most helpful.
Yeah, we can definitely look into that. I know it was a part of the conversation. It was expressed by some members, and I think that was early on, and we didn't know where we were at in the process yet. But I will certainly look back in our records and see exactly what was said.
Oh, that'd be great. I really appreciate it. I think your committee would appreciate that update as well. If there's nothing else, clerk, could you please call the roll?
Bates,
Yes.
Berman,
Herman, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Bras,
Guys, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Sturgis,
Sturgis, yes.
Deppie,
Pepe, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Shepro,
Shepro, yes.
Yes.
passes.
Okay, very good. Mr. Martin?
Excuse me, County Development has one matter before us today. It's our deliberation and vote on whether we want to accept the federal grant to continue with the Kane Elgin Home Consortium. I move that we accept that money and approve the resolution.
Shepro seconds.
Is there any discussion on this? It is a grant for approximately $900,000. Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Bates,
Yes.
Berman,
Herman, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Bras,
Yes.
Gums, Gums,
Gums, yes.
sorry, Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Sturgis,
Sturgis, yes.
Deppie,
Pepe, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Shepro,
Shepro, yes.
Yes,
passes.
a wonderful grant. Mr. Shepro, please.
Thank you. I'm waiting for the agenda to come back up. We have 3 items under executive. One is, why isn't this under transportation?
Yes, staff is going to explain.
Okay, well, then I will defer to staff.
The contract was finished after, so it had to come straight to exec.
I see. All right. Well, again, this is a typical requirement to approve highway right-of-way. And I don't know the details of this. Is this actually approving the purchase, or is it authorizing an offer to be made?
Mr. Foss will speak.
Fraz speaking. This is to purchase 6.1 acres for the amount of $400,000. This is essentially a land swap. The project required that the KDOT take some land from the Forest Reserve, and then this purchase from a third party and then gifted to the Forest Reserve replaces that property.
I will move adoption of item 1 and
Okay.
ask for a second.
Martin, seconds.
Who's second? It's Martin. Is there any discussion on this?
Could I get just a little more clarification on what it is, the properties that we're changing here?
In order to construct the project, the Forest Reserve had to buy some or take some land from the Forest Reserve, and the deal was to replace it. So we purchased some land from the Ryan family and are giving that to the Forest Reserve in return for the land that was taken. 6.1 acres, $400,000 purchase.
And the reason this is not going through transportation?
I think because the contract was signed after our meeting, so it had to go straight to exec.
Would you like to bring Mr. Shadle up here to explain
Yes,
why he's here with his bike helmet?
right on up.
Yeah, the helmet's for my safety. It gets too intense. Everything that was said is correct. So the highway project impacted several acres. I believe it was like 2 acres of Forest Preserve property, and the arrangement was we would purchase replacement property at a 2 or 3 to 1 ratio. So this is in the area of Brunner Forest Preserve and would ultimately become part of that Forest Preserve.
Is it next to the house on the road, north side there? That's the property we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, a little confusion on
It's
my part.
basically everything but the house.
The house, right. Okay. It's coming back to me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and the timing was such that we didn't have the deal done at the time of Transportation Committee, so we asked to bring the contract straight here. So that's why it's showing up under executive.
Thank you.
All right, are you all right?
So
Okay, very good.
take a vacation, you come back, yeah. Waste my memory banks.
Any other questions? Seeing none online. Clerk, please call the roll.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Bras,
Yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Sturgis,
Burgess, yes.
Tepe,
Duffy, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Pepro.
Pepro, yes.
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 All right, this next item is the emergency purchase of 4 replacement patrol vehicles for the Kane County Sheriff's Office. Who wants to speak to this? This also did not go through. Did this go through finance, Mr. Berman? I'm thinking it did not.
I don't believe it
did.
I don't believe it did. Do we have a second on this?
Ford,
I'll move its adoption.
Okay, and Mr. Ford second. Sheriff Kane is here. He can offer some explanation.
Absolutely. I totally understand the need for an explanation on this one. So we had moved to purchase 11 vehicles through Ford Fleet Services in January by resolution. Because of all the supply chain issues, Ford has completely, actually all the manufacturers have completely canceled all of their fleet orders to this point. So obviously we're in a crunch right now. Our fleet manager was able to find these 4 vehicles sitting on a lot in Illinois that are upfitted, ready for service. So if we don't move on this within 2 weeks of time, they're gone. Other agencies will purchase them. So he found them late last week. We threw up the emergency purchase affidavit to acquire these vehicles and brought it straight to the executive to move forward.
Yes, Mr. Martin.
And the prices are, Mark, we're not paying a premium because we found them.
Yeah, fortunately, we're not. So these are standard fleet prices with upfitting.
Thank you.
And the customary emergency purchase affidavit is, I believe, on file, reflecting what Sheriff Haynes just reported.
That's correct. That is correct. Any other questions? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Bras,
Yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Sturgis,
Burgess, yes.
Tepe,
Duffy, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Pepro.
Pepro, yes.
Yes.
Passed.
Okay, very good.
The final item is amending Section 2-73 of the Kane County Code, referencing salaries of elected officials. And while the agenda in front of us says not attached, I believe that 2 alternative ordinances were submitted on Monday or Tuesday, reflecting different approaches to those salaries. This matter comes to us from the ad hoc committee that was appointed by Chairman Parag to address this. And so I would defer to Mr. Sturgis at this point to explain where we're at with this.
Mr. Sturgis.
Sturgis here. Good morning, everyone. I believe coming out of the Citizens Advisory Committee and then through our ad hoc committee, there was consensus to raise the sheriff's salary to a fixed amount of 160. There was a $5,000 incremental bump for the treasurer and clerk's office. There was no action to be taken at the county board level. And we were required by statute to review the chairman's compensation package, and nothing, there was no action to be taken at that time. That's what we had consensus on moving forward. There is an alternate that someone has brought forward suggesting all of that, but in addition, stacking some incremental 2% or the equivalent of 2% annualized raises into there. And I believe those are the two presentations that we have available.
Thank you. There's, I think, a question about whether these are timely in terms of our unofficial guideline. But as my understanding that I've been requested to take these off consent, I would ask Madam Chair, is it your intention to forward these to a special board meeting yet on a date yet to be determined?
That is accurate. It'll be, I think, an important conversation that needs to be had, a thoughtful conversation, and that'll be towards the end of May.
So at that point, then they would have, is there, maybe the correct motion would be then is to move to postpone item 3 indefinitely, subject to the direction and call of the chair.
So move, Surges. Yeah.
Second, Shepro.
Point of order, wouldn't that kill the resolution? We would have to bring it up in a separate manner.
It indefinitely, that would be indefinitely, we have to determine, please help me with that word, because we are anticipated, it has to be talked about at the end of May. Right?
It wouldn't kill it. It would leave it in limbo until action is taken by the chair to put it back on an agenda at some future date.
And Mr. Martin.
I have a comment and a question. I know that we're not deliberating this today, but relative to incremental increases, my interpretation of the philosophy behind having this body determine what in fact salaries are going to be is that we determine them and we have the entitlement to do so within a certain period of time prior to new elections. And that's a responsibility that I feel we somewhat subvert if we provide automatic increases as we move forward. I think our task as a board is to evaluate these salaries within timeframes permitted and to do and not to simply say, and we're going to give cost of living as it moves on. I think it's our responsibility to be more, not rigid, but more direct in our comment of what those salaries should be. The second thing is, I'm not sure when I read this ordinance as it relates to the sheriff's salary, and somebody is welcome to second guess me, and unfortunately, I don't have the hard copy in front of me. Do we have a copy that we can put on the intention is that the sheriff would receive $160,000 and that $160 not be diminished by any money that would be supporting that salary coming from the state of Illinois. The way I read it, it looked as if the sheriff gets 160 and gets whatever that the state of Illinois adds to that, which is, I don't think anybody's intention. I'm sure it would.
That is most assuredly not the intent.
I'm sure it would thrill the sheriff, but.
And Mr. Martin, if I can, Surges, there was a little bit of banter about this only in as much as the state came to the table saying we will pay a certain amount, 2/3 of blah, 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 up to the 151. So they are going to reimburse up to the 151,000. We are suggesting the 160.
I understand.
So as
that.
long as you have that solid, that's the intent and that's the way it should read.
But I think the intent, I think the language, and again, if I had it before me, I could sound like I knew more of what I was talking about, but I think the intent is that we are setting the salary at 160,000, and that will not be diminished by any contribution that comes in from the state of Illinois. It looked,
I read it
it
also.
looked when I read it, as if you could interpret it as saying it's 160 and add that to it. And I don't want to.
Shepro, that's another good reason to support the motion to postpone. We can accomplish that review.
Okay.
And welcome any other comments if there appear to be confusion or ambiguities in either of the two proposed ordinances. And I see ASA Neerman is raising her hand.
Yes, Ms. Neerman?
Yes, if I can make a suggestion, simply to send this on to the county board to a special meeting to be determined and set by the chairman to occur prior to the end of May. That might be more appropriate under Robert's rules. And then with respect to the last point, it is set out in the statute that you have to specifically list any other stipends that will be received by the elected officials. So that's why you have that language in there. It cannot, those stipends cannot be reduced, cannot reduce the level of compensation for those officers. It can't be used as a set off. That's how the current statute reads.
Mhm.
Shepro, I'm not sure I understand what that means.
I'm not either.
Would you like me to read that statement, or should we go forward on this discussion, but just defer it?
Let's defer it. I mean, I've raised my
I'm
concern. I've
not
raised my
sure we
concern.
can, I'm not sure we can defer it to a meeting that hasn't been identified. I mean, if you want to pick a date, we could do that, but that's why I suggested an indefinite postponement. And then-
Indefinite is fine. We can get you that date in a few minutes. We're asking it, we think it's going to be one of two dates, but I don't want to say it out loud until we have the confirmed date.
Sanchez with the question.
Yes, Mr. Sanchez.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I apologize. I haven't been following this issue as closely as I probably should have. I thought we had a little more time to get to the final answer on this. So what is the intent behind this special meeting?
To discuss this, and I believe that there's going to be another matter that's going to be brought forward in that discussion as well.
Okay, because I was just, I guess my initial thought was, what if we just postponed or even, postpone it till the next executive committee meeting and give us more time to provide some feedback on the recommendations given to us if we had them, or get questions answered, something like that.
Mr. Sanchez, it has to be done 180 days before the November election, and that puts it into, it's June 6th.
June 6th, yeah.
So we have to get it completed in May.
Okay,
Hey, Shepro,
that answers the question. Thank you.
Parliamentary inquiry. I thought I recalled that the question came up during Mr. Sturgis's committee meeting, and it was said then that the 180 days is to the commencement of the term, not the election.
Oh, you're correct.
That's
It is the
correct.
term. I stand corrected, but it's still June 6th. You get sworn in on December 5th.
The elected officials get sworn in on December 1st, the sheriff, the treasurer, and the county clerk.
Thank you.
So in their case, the 180th day is June 1st or May 31st?
We'd like to wrap it up by the end of May.
Yeah.
So
Sanchez again. So is the motion then to postpone until the special meeting? Has that been changed?
Well,
The motion.
I was told we would know the special meeting at some point in the next few minutes. But unless we want
For
to
those
have
online, we're trying to identify the special meeting
And
date.
Ms. Labrillo's here. I believe she just walked into the room. Welcome. It's, I believe our special board meeting is on May 18th. Is that accurate?
May 18th is what we were planning. Yes.
At 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yes.
In that case, I would recommend that Mr. Surges change his motion and my second to substitute May 18th,
So moved.
postpone to May 18th.
Surges, so moved.
And Shepro seconds again.
Okay, is there any further discussion on that? Seeing none online. Clerk, please call the roll.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Herman, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Braz,
Raz, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Guys, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Tepe,
Pepe, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Shepro,
Shepro, yes.
Kirog,
Yes,
passed.
Madam Chair,
yes. Mr.
have both
Surges.
of the resolutions been posted? Does everybody have that information?
Um,
And could we not wait until the 17th to review that?
They've been posted outside of the agenda.
Okay,
They are up
so
on.
they are available for the entire board to review prior to that meeting.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
And if there's any
And
questions that
also
anyone
for the
has,
posted for the public to review.
they are completely posted for the public to review.
So we could all come prepared
For
to
a,
the meeting.
Oh, boy. For a lively, thoughtful discussion. Yes, please.
Thank you so much.
And again, if there's any questions on this, please feel free to reach out to myself, Mr. Surges, or Ms. Labrillo, and we'll be happy to answer your questions if we're able to. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
That concludes the executive committee report.
Mr. Berman.
Yes, thank you. I have 23 items. But excuse me, items 6, 7, and 8 will be discussed but not voted on today. These 3 items went through the Finance Committee and will move forward to the county board meeting, but not on consent. So I ask for a motion to approve 1 through 5 and 9 through 23.
Bates moves.
Caius, second.
No,
Are we going to be going through one at a time?
I think we should.
Yeah, just, and Surges, so 6, 7, and 8 are just not even listed on here, correct?
No, they were included in material that we got in the last couple of days.
Mine goes, I printed mine off last night.
Yeah, it's
And
not
again,
in-
I show 1 through 5 and then 9, 10, 11.
Staff,
So that's,
staff can explain why what happened. It was,
in the,
we'll chalk that to an oopsie doopsie and,
no.
no? Okay.
There was an there was an error there was like a glitch in the system and those 3 did not move over.
Okay, got it.
They just didn't
Those
show
3
up.
items were listed on the
They showed up on my screen and they did not
agenda.
somehow get on.
Okay, so we're just moving them forward, not on consent.
Off consent.
Okay, got
I
it.
think we get to that, we can display them just so you
Okay,
have. it. So let's review what we have. Item 1 is amending resolution 22-45, including fiscal year 22 budget adjustment related to participation in the appellate prosecutor program to the tune of $48,000. Item 2, adjusting salary increase for the Kane County Assistant Public Defenders and related fiscal year 22 budget adjustments, $251,636. Item 3, authorizing the purchase of laundry equipment for the Juvenile Justice Center, $64,578. Item 4, authorizing acceptance of the Bureau of Justice Assistance Fiscal Year 21 Comprehensive Opioid Stimulant and Substance Abuse Site-Based Program Grant and authorizing the corresponding budget adjustment. So the grant amount is $386,549 per year with a total of $1,199,114 over a 3-year period. You would stop me anytime if you'd like to discuss any of these. Item 5, adopting the fiscal year 22 budget for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program and amending an intergovernmental agreement with the Illinois Housing Development Authority, $285,503. Then jumping to item 9, authorizing the fiscal year opioid overdose prevention grants, $211,880. Item 10, authorizing the fiscal year 22 judicial center courtroom bid and construction not to exceed $777,000. Item 11, authorizing the contract extension for Kane County carpet replacement.
Excuse me, no, $777,000.
Yes,
Okay,
770,000. Yes, not to exceed.
yes.
Carpet replacement, it's an extension of a contract for $150,000. Item 12, authorizing the contract extension for the Mill Creek SSA Parkway Tree Service for $20,456.80. The original contract was a 2080 resolution. 13, authorizing the payment of invoices for Mill Creek Special Service Area Sidewalk Improvement Project, $28,486.25. Item 14, authorizing fiber optic support service contract. This is the lowest bidders. They took the two lowest, $154,617.38 and $136,050.61. Item 15, authorizing the payment of invoices from Corrigan and Clark and Associates. This is for a canopy and an enclosure, $40,700. Authorizing the payment of invoices from Air Comfort not to exceed $70,412.52. This is a water heater and a compressor and tanks. Item 17, approving Illinois Farmers Market Association matching mini grant program in Kane County, $25,000. 16, authorizing the purchase of X1 nasal spray, $183, $350. Item 19, authorizing an intergovernmental agreement between the city of Geneva and the county of Kane for household hazardous waste collection services and a rider to offer to contract RFP 22-010 with Clean Harbors Environmental Services Incorporated, $20,000 for 1 year. And the total was not to exceed $77,500. Item 20, authorizing an intergovernmental agreement between the city of Batavia and the county of Kane for household hazardous waste collection services and rider to contract with Clean Harbors. And that was 25,000 resident and 22,500 for the in total. Again, not to exceed 77,500. And item 21, approving the county board travel meal lodging reimbursement request for $303.61. Item 22, approving March 2022 claims paid of $8,689,228. I'm sorry, $8,688,228.82. And 23, approving an IMRF benefit protection leave not to exceed $10,000. And that's items 1 through 5 and 9 through 23. We have a motion to approve.
Madam Chair, please.
Yes.
Oh, should I wait? They
Yes.
are,
Let's get the motion out there.
yep. Bates moves.
Oh, they already did. Sorry, guys. Oh, we're all.
We have a
good.
motion.
We're good.
Yeah.
We've got a motion.
Bates, please.
Yes, Ms. Bates.
I'd like to make a comment on number 3 about the purchase of the dryers. Ms. Wolnick and I had a very interesting and productive conversation with purchasing about looking at the total life cycle costs of equipment like this, like energy efficiency, what we would save on that, water efficiency, what we would save on that. So in the future, I hope that when we buy equipment, we can look at that total life cycle cost and figure out if maybe we can save some energy on some energy efficiency. Thanks. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Okay, hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Raz, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Kenyon,
Kenyon, yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Shepro,
Shepro, yes.
Yes.
passed.
I'd like to have a motion to approve items 6, 7, and 8 and move them on to the so we want to look at
Off consent.
review items 6, 7, and 8.
They're not printed here.
Pardon? No, we're going to display them.
Well,
They were on the agenda that was printed or that was given to us
no, they aren't.
for the
They're-
first 3
they're-
items.
Mr. Shepro, do your work.
Ms. Neerman, I believe, please stand
Yeah.
and make sure that I am correct in what I'm about to say. Since 6, 7, and 8 are moved off consent and we agreed to move this to the full board, I think that's when they'll go off consent at that agenda. Is that
I
not
don't know
accurate?
that this committee can act on them if they were not on the agenda.
Correct. So
That
they-
is correct. Madam Chair, you can place those on the county board agenda off consent. The executive committee cannot take action on those today.
Very good. That concludes my report.
You made a very happy man. All right, Mr. Sanchez, I'm sorry, are there any other questions? Hearing none, Mr. Sanchez, please.
Sorry, Madam Chair, the button wasn't working on me. I'll move authorizing the revision of personnel costs for elderly childhood mental health consultation initiative and ask for a second.
Is that early or elderly?
Early, early.
Did I say elderly?
We're all
Children. Elderly childhood mental
We need to
health.
be,
Old people in their second child.
yeah,
You know what I meant.
early dementia.
Shepro seconds.
Okay, Mr. Ford, second. Thank you, Mr.
Ah.
Shepro. Is there any discussion on this for the elderly children?
Mr. Berman should comment on that.
Hearing, seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Bates,
Bates, yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Braz,
Raz, yes.
Gums,
Gums, yes.
Kenyon,
Yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Shepro,
Shepro, yes.
Yes.
pass.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Mr. Frost.
Frost speaking. I have 16 items. I'll move all 16 and ask for a second.
Martin seconds.
Berman,
Martin seconds. Item 1 is approve, adopt the highway applicants. We have just 3 renewals this month. Item 2 approves the county 5-year transportation improvement plan, also known as TIP. We do this every 5 years. It's a very fluid document, but it lists all of our goals for the 5 years. Item 3 approves a temporary construction access off of Kirk Road, just north of Pine Street in Batavia. This is to work with the agreement is with the city of Batavia. They're doing a big detention, water detention project on both sides of the road down there. Item 4 approves the 2022 pavement rejuvenation contract. This is a process that extends the life of pavement. It's in the amount of $336,975. That's with Corrective Asphalt Materials LLC. Item 5 approves the 2022 pavement marking and striping contract, $850,418 with Perform Traffic Control Systems. Item 6 approves the 2022 crack sealing contract, $262,465 with National Industrial Maintenance. Item 7 approves an agreement with ComEd. This is for utility relocation for the Doberman Road Extension Project down near Big Rock, $202,625. Item 8 approves an overpass agreement with Burlington Northern Santa Fe to go over their track. And again, this is for the Doberman Road Extension near Big Rock. Items 9 through 15 are all township funded paving projects. These are all requested by the township highway departments and funded through their funds and reviewed by KDOT. And finally, item 16 approves the acquisition of 2.7 acres of right of way. This is for the Bunker Road Extension Project near the LaFox train station in the amount of $160,000. That's all I have.
Any questions? Any online? No? Very good. Clerk, please call the roll.
Bates,
Yes.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Ford,
Ford, yes.
Bras,
Yes.
Gums,
Comes yes.
Kenyon,
Kenyon, yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Martin,
Martin, yes.
Molina,
Molina, yes.
Sanchez,
Sanchez, yes.
Strathman,
Strathman, yes.
Surges,
Surges, yes.
Pepe,
Pepe, yes.
Davis,
Davis, yes.
Shepro,
Shepro, yes.
Huron.
Yes.
Passed.
I believe there is no need for executive session today. Committee reports. Quiet group today. You've all been busy. Okay, very good. No committee reports.
Move to adjourn the meeting. It looks like record time.
This has been
Looks like
45
record
minutes. Well done.
Second to that.
I'm worried. You have a second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye.